All right, I'm playing some one-on-one out here, trying to get some of the Drumore links holes is what I've been trying to get. And this hole right here, this is going to be hole number 8 in the tournament. This is Drumore links hole 5, par 4, and trying to come at this from a few different angles, just looking at what my options are. Let's see if we can get the look at the hole here. Draw out the options. So there is a shot if you're up in this area right here. Let's see if he spins it around. So there is a shot right here, up here where the number 5's at on his extra mile. You can go straight across if you got an extra mile 9. You may be able to get that done with an EM 8 or an Apocalypse 4. You may be able to get that done. I'm not sure as far as topspin, as far as bleeding off out of the rough up here, because it's a rough bump. You're bouncing from over here, doing a rough bump and then bleeding out right towards the cup. So an extra mile or the Apocalypse 4 would probably be better than the extra mile 8 just because of the topspin. But it is possible. And if you got a 9, it's definitely, in my opinion, the shot. Coming over here to the right-hand side, I really do think from where I'm seeing extra miles line up that this little area right here, if you can get in front of this so that your ball guide's going in this direction, then you can cover that curl with a 4 power ball. If you bring out a 5 power ball and you do max overpower, you can clip forward. So you'd have to move it to the right, or excuse me, to the left a little bit in order to clear. So you're better off with a 4 power ball than you are with a 5 power ball. What I'm trying in this is to see if I can do a max overpower hook over here on the right-hand side and what kind of trajectory I'll get. So my opponent was nice enough to let me try this shot several times to try and get my trajectory going. And I'm bringing out a 3 power ball just to see if I can get the line right. Like, is it worth bringing out a bigger power ball? Is it even possible? So this is attempt number 1. Put everything on it. My goal really is to land on that little fairway pad, but so those rocks that are on this right here is kind of where I'm lined up towards that edge, and I'm going to take the wind out. It's about a ring and a half. Just try a max overpower hook. Now with an extra mile 6, you have zippo curl, so it's not really going to be you can see how far I hit back in the deal, so I'm kind of in the center of that water area. So I landed about right here in this water area going towards the tip on that trajectory. So where that would bring me out on the other side is right where that sand's at. If this club hit farther forward or had more topspin, I might be able to work myself to that fairway pad right there in front of the, right there to the right of the green, but with an extra mile 6, I just don't have the stuff. Like this fairway right here would be ideal, but I just can't get out there far enough. So I was set up on these rocks right here the first time. So I'm going to move forward, move in on the shot, make a pretty big swing at it just to see if I can get on the other end of it. I moved in at least 2 rings. You can see how close I was to the end there and how now I'm way down on that finger. Almost through. Let my opponent take their shot. Sure. Make your putt. In the hole. This is one of those holes that I think if we can come out here and change our dynamic on this hole and get an eagle, 50% of the time. In the tournament, we're playing this hole 5 times. If we can get it to 3 of the times that we're on this hole, this is a game changer. I think if you have an extra mile 9 and you don't eagle this hole every single time you get to it, you're in trouble. Because this is definitely a hole that we can get a leg up on our competition. Trying it one more time, see if I can get over there with it. Trying to pick up that last little bit of distance so that I can roll out. I don't have much more room right there to land. And so I think with a max overpower hook shot, especially with a lower developed extra mile like that it's probably going to be problematic. We go look at that hole. Let's go to Facebook and look at that hole. Go look at the pictures that Dez put us up here. Which hole are we on? It's this hole right here. So this hole right here, trying to do this max overpower hook shot. If I bleed through this area, I'm going to end up right out here. And I really think with lower developed stuff, that's not going to get it done. What you really want to do if you're doing this hook from the right is you want to try and get up here into this. So I'd need more forward moving distance in order to make that happen. And so we're looking at a power 4 or a power 5 ball in order to push me forward enough so that my trajectory is going towards this as opposed to going towards the center area. I'd have to cover this gap. And I don't think I can do that with either one of these balls. I think in a best case scenario, if I was to make it over to the other side, it's going to be somewhere in this rough in between the area I was hitting and that pad. And so the max overpower hook shot here is going to be problematic with lower developed stuff. And there's just too big of a risk that you can epic fail. So when we take the 3 shots here, you can try and do the bounce over straight across. That's not possible with lower developed stuff. I think this hook over here is going to be problematic with lower developed stuff. So that really only leaves on this particular hole, if you've got lower developed stuff, you got 2 shots. This transitional area here, bring in a power 4 ball so that when you're max overpowering it, you're in this area right here. And what that does is that changes your line. So if we can kind of get back enough where we can see where we come out. So if we're coming towards the green from the tee box, doing this line right here, we want to get into this fairway. And with a 3 power ball, max overpower, we're right there on that transition. So if we bring out a 5, then we're bleeding off into this. So a 4 power ball is perfect for that spot. And if we bring out a 4 power ball, then our line's going to be going like this. And so our end area can be right up here next to the green where we have a nice short chip. And so bringing out a 4 power ball. Now you may be able to bring out a 5 power ball and not have to do any overpower and be able to get up into this area, and you'd have a more consistent shot. So the two shots that I'm going to continue to work on is shot number 1 is try this out with a bigger ball. And the surefire way, the high percentage way, and you don't have to burn any big balls, is to come out here with a QB or a rock, your most accurate club. You may have to bounce over from here and then bounce it up and just end up in this area and take your short iron to come in. But you'll find an area that's very consistent for you, but is to lay up in this area somewhere. And we don't have to get all the way up here and come at it with our short iron. And it's over and over and over. One of the things I like about this shot is you have 3 different ways that you can do it. You can bounce off this, bounce over to here, run up to the cup. You can do a rough bump, or you can do a backspin shot. So if you have, if you've got, you don't have a huge selection of clubs, you've got 3 different ways you can come out. So you can bring your best club, whichever one will hit that best. The rough bump is probably may net you the best results. If you can hit it perfect, you will be able to get right up there on it. If you've got upper developed clubs, practice-wise, this is a great hole to bring a claw and your Saturn, because those are great utility clubs for practicing. Because with a claw or a Saturn, you can do either one of these 3 shots. It's those clubs have topspin, they've got backspin, and they've got pretty decent accuracy. So you can practice all 3 shots and see which one you like the best. And this is a great place for a claw and a Saturn because of their utility. So those are the two shots that I'm going to continue to work on. I'm going to work on looking at bringing out a 4 or 5 power ball to do this shot, to try and get up into this area. And I'm going to continue to work on just a layup shot here. I do think that if you're having any problems at all on this hole, that this layup shot is definitely the shot. This is X marks the spot. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. And consistency will help you. A lot of people will come out here and end up not getting an eagle. And if you can put yourself in the right spot every time, you got a leg up. All right. That was hole 8 of the tournament. That was hole 5 of Drumore Links. Thanks for watching.